I felt then I had let myself down, because I was also told at that point that I couldn't hug my kids. So I said, okay, listen, I'm going to take this into my hands right now. We'll come back after 1 year. Let's see what I can do to fix the problem from source. I'm Saraswathy Anand, 45 years old, mother of twins, also a marketing head, a recreational athlete, extremely passionate about sports for girls, married to a documentary photographer and filmmaker. At the age of 45, I think it's almost seen as an anomaly to be physically fit and to be able to do things what probably 20-year-olds are doing. At around 43, I got myself a world record by lifting about 110 kgs with a body weight of about 45, 46. That's more than twice the amount of body weight that I was able to lift off the ground. A lot of prep, consistency, dedication, while managing career and being a mother to two teenage daughters. So yeah, that's the thing that I think people find extremely rare, but I wish it wasn't that rare anymore. I was at a pathetic weight of 38 kgs at the age of 28. That's where I was, and just before I got pregnant. I had high level of fat when I kind of started looking under the hood, figuring out what was happening to my body. I discovered at the body weight at around 42, I had a high fat level of 33% and a visceral fat. I had it under 7, but with a low body weight of 42, 7 is deemed high. At around the age of 38, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune. And it was an autoimmune where my platelets went into alarming levels of around 5,000 and sometimes below that. And this I didn't even have a heads up to it, because it was just a simple thing of exhaustion. I'd be always exhausted and I'd feel like I'm carrying a huge amount of weight on my shoulders. And there was a kind of a brain fog. And then there were regular clots on the body. I think I went on a diving trip and I came out and I figured that I was bleeding from the nose and the ear. Then my husband said, this is just not looking good. I think he was the one who recognized that this is not regular exhaustion and regular blood clots. A whole array of tests. And then we discovered that I had an autoimmune called ITP, which is Idiopathic Thrombocytopenic Purpura, where the body turns on itself and starts killing the platelets. And there is idiopathic itself means there's no known cause, no known trigger, but it tends to come. I was told that it was going to be a chronic disease. I think we tried about 7 lines of treatment. Then we moved to chemotherapy. I felt then I had let myself down, because I was also told at that point that I couldn't hug my kids because a sudden hug could probably start bleeding inside, an internal bleeding, and they wouldn't know where to stop it or how to stop it. Brushing teeth became a huge issue, because you never know if it started bleeding, how to stop it. And simple things like do not go cycling. If you have a fall, we do not know how to stop the bleeding, because we don't know where it's bleeding, what is the internal injury. I think that's when it hit home that I'd completely let myself down. After chemotherapy, when nothing really worked, I was suggested splenectomy. And I had a very healthy spleen, and they said, the spleen is the one that kills the platelets, so let's remove the spleen so that your platelets can last. So I said, okay, listen, I'm going to take this into my hands right now. We'll come back after 1 year. Let's see what I can do to fix the problem from source. I landed at the park and I do see an older generation walking, and I was about 38, 39. I'm like, where have I landed myself? Nobody has ever called me fat in life, and I never assumed I was fat. And then you discover that your diet has been kind of letting you down, though it's clean and healthy. There has been nothing, I've not been drinking cola, I've not been doing aerated drinks, no alcohol, no smoking, nothing. And it's like a regular diet that you've been following. Decently thin, had been cycling, had been walking, but hey, I've landed here. So how do we take it from here? So I started my weightlifting there. I landed a good trainer by the name of Jagdish, who realized what my need was. So I started training under him. We started decently getting into shape. I started seeing my endurance pick up. And when I was putting up the gym, I came across another coach who's a national powerlifting coach by the name of Mohammad Asmat. It was a tough path. It was not the weights, but it was that mental battle of getting yelled at like a child, which I did for about a year and a half. But under him, I was able to get under my belt the state and the nationals. And then at one point he said, I think you're ready for an international, would you be willing to go? And I did represent India there, gotten my gold. So I've kind of now struck a balance where I'm training extensively for health. I think I needed that validation that I'm strong, and that came from competition and the medals. But now that I've got that, I think I need to train where I'm also giving time for my kids to kind of develop into sports and to be present every day in a healthier form for them and for myself. So that's where we are at. Oh yeah, I was able to reverse the autoimmune disease about 4 years ago. So after 3 years of good training, diet and mindful eating and removing the stress and the toxicity of life, I was able to reverse it. I've been off medications for about 4-5 years now. The one thing that I really say to everyone is, we, especially women, we tend to do everything for the other. In the family. If I were to kind of turn the table and say, hey, if you do not want to be a burden on your child, and your child should not be looking at your hospital visits and managing your lifestyle diseases when they are 20, maybe you want to invest in health now. More than what it has given me health, I think it has kind of changed me as a person, because I keep asking my husband, tell me what has changed from the 20-year-old me to the 45-year-old me, because he has seen me from 20 to 45. He says nothing has changed truthfully, but your confidence has improved. I think health brings this confidence in your walk and the resilience that you have, the way you will approach people, the way you will interact with people, and the negativity that you yourself will discount. There's something so beautiful about health and exercise, is that it gives you a 360-degree overhaul, and I think that's the biggest gain that I've had. I don't know, I just enjoy it. I enjoy the confidence that I feel and the ability that I have. And when I go to a parent-teacher meeting at school, and I know I can still beat my kids sometimes, though recently she just outed me in a 100-meter and a high jump. I'm like, okay, I'll train and come back.